Welcome to Speed Round Sunday on the Parenting Roundabout podcast, where we share a mini episode from our past for your weekend listening pleasure. We'll be back tomorrow with a brand new episode. So the question of the day is, what kind of case do you have for your phone? It's a very 21st century question. So what kind of case do you have and why did you pick it? Terry?
Well, I never used to get cases for my phone. Once I started getting iPhones, I really liked the way they felt. And I liked having it in my hand. The first one I had the kind of plastic outside, and it just was so smooth and so cool, and had a certain weight, and I really liked it. And the one I got after that still also was like metal, but it felt really good. And also I like having my phone in my pocket. Mm-hmm. So that limits to what kind of case I can get, because my pockets aren't that big. So they fit the phone, but they're not going to fit one of those big cases. So I never had a case until I got my most recent one, which is, I guess it's a 5S. And it was just, the sides of it were just a little sharper and less comfortable to hold. And I was worried about dropping it and things like that. So I got the case that actually I think is made to go with it, which is a leather case from Apple. It's very small. It's very fitted and compact, and it also feels good. It has that nice tactile element, which I seem to like. And it doesn't, it's a little tight in my pocket, but it still fits. So that's what I have. I have a black, very simple black leather case on it with the white phone. Looks nice.
And the one that flips open?
No, it's just on the back.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It's just, that's the minimum I can get in the way of cases. Right. So I'm fondling it even now as we speak. It feels good. But every now and then I do take it off and just feel the actual phone. They feel good.
Yeah.
iPhones. They're very satisfying ergonomically to me. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
This is why you've always been an Apple person.
Amongst the many reasons, yes.
How about you, Nicole?
Well, mine is a very nondescript case. It absolutely has no ability to protect my phone, I'm sure. I think I've just been very fortunate to not have had anything too serious happen to it. I actually bought it when I was desperate. My other case, which was an OtterBox or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Had fallen apart, and I was in this transition, and I thought, oh, this will just do in the interim. Plus, it looked really pretty. I know I'm going for fashion over form, and our function. And so I just ended up getting it off Amazon. I think it was like $6.95 or something really bad like that. And I've just I've been too lazy to replace it. Isn't that sad?
Well, if it makes you happy, if you like it.
I do, but I know that every time I drop it, I just think, oh, darn.
Is this the time when it's gonna, yeah.
Well, does it have a little lip past the glass? Because that's with mine, it does. And there's been a few times where I've dropped it and it's protected it just because it has that little bit. If it lands face down, it keeps the glass a little bit off what you drop it on. Now, I shouldn't say that because now I'm going to drop it and it's going to break. But it does seem to have protected it, even though it does not appear to be protective.
Right.
Theoretically.
Yeah.
Those OtterBoxes, I'd have to have a second purse to put that thing in.
I know, right?
They're so big. I mean, it's like always a balance of protection and practicality.
Right, and the whole reason you have the phone in the first place, is for it to be small and portable. And
Yes, exactly. The pocket factor is big for me, I have to say.
Yeah. And that's the thing, right? I really wanted to add, my daughter has one of these pop-up handles.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you've seen those on the back.
I have one of those. Pop socket,
that's right. And I want to get one, but I'm afraid, putting it in my pocket, or I don't know. It's all these, little decisions that make life so challenging.
So tell us about your case, Catherine, besides the fact that it has a pop-up.
Well, I have these very boring, again, like Nicole says, barely protective case that I bought because my previous one just fell apart, and I bought a cheap one at Target, but I now have the pop socket, which is kind of nice, and it adds a little visual interest and is functional, so that's good. Although I get afraid to carry it face down just by holding the pop socket, so I won't do that.
Now, what is this exactly? A pop socket?
It's like this little round circle that you stick on the back, and it has like, it pulls out like an accordion. And so you can stick 2 fingers kind of around it.
Okay.
And you can hold it that way instead of putting your hand like around your phone.
Oh, but I like putting my hand around my phone.
So, and it, you know, you can get all different like colors, and you can use it to prop it up. Like you could use it to make like sort of a stand for your phone too. So
I just lean mine against things.
yeah, it's sort of the same kind of deal. But yeah, I'm just waiting for the day when, you know, I really need a better case. I do have the protective like piece of glass stuck to the front, and it's got some tiny cracks in it, but I'm nervous about pulling it off and putting the new one on, even though I have a new one. I'm just living with the cracks.
Yeah.
So, very, very exciting news from the world of phone cases. You know what we should do is we should get Parenting Roundabout podcast themed ones.
We should.
We should.
That is a
We should
possibility.
make them in Cafe Press or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Sign
And
up
sell
now
them to
in the
all
comments
our
to this
fans.
podcast. An exclusive
That's very
edition.
exciting.